Hello YouTube friends. Welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. Today we're going to do a craft with me, some faffing around with paper, and I have a very specific project that I want to be working on and seeing if we can do some fun things. So I'm hoping that you have crafts at your end, paper projects at your end, and that we can keep each other company for maybe about an hour. So let's get started. First place to start is the journal. So here is the journal that I have made. This is a journal based on a method from Arne Carlos, How to Make an Amazing Art Journal. Arne Carlos is their website, not their website, their YouTube channel, and the title of their episode, How to Make an Amazing Art Journal, they go through in detail how to create this. Essentially, I'll keep this aside there, so if you want to take a screenshot of it, you can while I'm talking. Essentially what they do is they take about 3 pages at a time, then they sew down the middle this way, they create a stack of signatures, then they sew it, and then they bind it into a book, and then they have an art journal. One of the things that I appreciate about this that's slightly different from the normal signature binding that junk journalers do is that there is no gap and that everything lays flat. So no matter where in the book you pick, you can always get a flat 2 pages to display. The pages that I have used in here are some jelly prints that I have, some roll-off that I've done, and also picked some papers from Daphne's diary. What else? I have some wrapping paper that's included in here. This is a packaging from Sugar. This is one of my marbled papers. And I don't think, so here's some more. This is wrapping paper from a bouquet of flowers. So anything you want, you can put in, and then just bind it up, and then you have an art journal. So the purpose that I have for this is I want to create a tag, label, and packaging journal, and then use additional sort of labels to sort of journal on it. So let's do a for example. Here's a good example. So this is the label from some tomato and basil spaghetti sauce that I pulled off the jar. And what I want to do, not necessarily on this page, but let's say we can paste that down, and then I want to be able to create a label that sort of is has a sort of a sciencey or a biology collecting botany samples kind of feel. This is a label from blah 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 that was used to the contents of the jar were used to make, what was I making? Cannelloni, blah blah blah. I think that'll be fun. And I just have this habit of, if there is a label, peel it off as gently as possible so that you have it whole, and then I've never had a place to put it. And so this should be my place to put it. And then I have a lot of, bits and pieces of found objects and so on and so forth. So that's what the plan is for this journal. What else do we have to say? I need to do a title page, which I don't think I can do here because I need to think about spelling. This is my first page that I will use to sort of stamp the stuff. But what I don't have and what I want to play around with today is the idea of labels. And I'm prepared for everything except actual labels. Sorry, forgot to say be right back. So these are Tracy Fox labels. This is a good one. This is a good size. So if we think about, where's my Classico again? Classico, and then have a label like that. Clearly we can't, you know, mark much over that because it's already written on. I'm sure she has blanks, and I'm sure we could get a stamp. We could get, you know, for the dollar store or whatever, we can do a peel off label. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing, and I want to be able to make my own templates of labels and see if I can get different shapes and sizes and so on and so forth. So I've been thinking about it, and I have an idea of how we might be able to accomplish that. So I have lots of material just out of sight up this way and some stuff up this way, and I have my basket of tools, just float in, that's always available. Let's see how far we get. Oh, hang on. That is the executive producer wanting to go downstairs. Yes, I know, baby girl. I know. There you go. There you go. That's it. She could not ask to go downstairs while the camera was off, apparently. So what do I bring up? Let's start with the sheet of paper. So I want to be able to make labels from the sheet of paper. First idea that I had was using the frame of the top of this. This is actually an empty yogurt container. There is a second frame that I could use here, a third frame if I was able to cut that out there, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just try to create a frame by flipping that over. Now, one of the things that I want to do is not just a line, though we could do a line. Let's do a line. I'll just pick a pencil, and we could slowly do a line. There, that is a fine size tag. I would take that any day. My writing, perfect. And we could just simply cut that out. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing, and I want to see what other kinds of edgings that I can use. And so let us try a highlighter. Now a highlighter has got that sort of thick edge, so if I go around this right, I should have this width of the line to see if that works. And you could get highlighters in a whole pile of different colors, and that would be fun. And this is directional, so you got to pay attention. Oops. And make sure that you have the thing on the cut edge, which I am not entirely doing, but it's the first try. So the first try, there, that's the first try. That's not bad. Let's do it again. See if there's a different, so I was fine this way. Nope. What am I doing wrong? Ah, okay, so I need to, what I'm not doing is dragging it on the side. I need to, if that's a chiseled tip, I need to make sure that I'm using the full of the chisel. There we are. Harder than it looks. Okay, still having an issue here. A little bit better, not much. One more. And then we're gonna go on to a different kind of material. So one of the other things that I have here is a different shape. So I have a circle. This is the top of a Pringles can. Once you start looking for plastic shapes appear like nobody's business, particularly in the kitchen. So lots of lids and bases and jars and plates and so on and so forth. And so plastic is a disposable. I was going to throw this out anyways, so there's no harm, no foul of being able to recover it. Maybe a circle would be easier to draw. So I'm fine until something happens. It's like I don't have the heel down, but then I have a circle. So, I don't know how to scale that. Maybe that's a 6 out of 10 with some practice. We could probably make it like 7 or an 8. And certainly it would have bold colors. So we've got that experiment done. Let's try some other things. I need to move my paper a bit. Let us try this. Sure. No. So this is a brush pen. I'm not going to try the brush pen. Let's try the brush pen. Why not? There's no... And I'm just going to cover over because, do I want to? I might use them. Is there something smaller? Oh, let's try this. Does this work? It's a little bit better. Smaller. So this is a shape that came from the bottom of a cookie container. And I liked the shape. And so let's see how this one works. So this is a brush tip and it should give us width. Okay, glad I tried this because this seems to be a little bit easier to do. Oops, well, I spoke too soon. Than the highlighter because you can place it more deliberately. There. Fix those edges. And then when you cut it out, you can certainly do a more precise job of cutting off any of the excess. I'd like to try that in a circle. See if it works. I would say this is slightly better than the highlighter. So we've got, I'm going to keep this out of camera view, I think. There we are. Okay, so we've got those two done. And we have 1, 2, 3 shapes so far. So we have 1, 2, 3 shapes. Let us try. So the likelihood of people having at least one box of some kind of ink is high. There is a thing actually that I wasn't aware of, that is creating a journal card using this outline, and I think this is I think it is a specific measurement. I think it's 3 by 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay, 2 and 15/16, 2 and that one's slightly closer to 3. In any event, 3 by 3, you cut it out and then you clip the corners and then you have essentially a square. So very much like what I did here, just using something different. And what do we want to try with this? Let us try, well, let's try a marker, and I need something to put underneath. Be right back, because I need some paper, some scratch paper. Okay, just need something to put under, because I think this is gonna bleed through. Here. And I'm just gonna do a straight outline around, which would be a thin line. Here. How'd that work? Oh, that's not bad. Pardon my reach. Is that going to be a forever there? Might be a forever there. That's okay. Just so long as I don't get it all on my hands. There we are. Okay, well, it's a thin one. Again, you can sort of fix it when you cut it out. All right, well, there we are. So we've got a rectangle, square, a circle, and a stop sign so far. So I'll cut those out and not let them go to waste. I might coffee dye the paper just to take it off white, or do some inking or some kind of coloring, just so that it brings it off the vivid white. Okay, partial success. I'm not opposed to that. Okay, next sheet of paper. Now I have something that's colored, which that's going to be a little bit easier. What else can we try? So I have this, which is a jelly plate print that I have made. And so this shape is, I think, the shape from window envelopes that I cut out and then traced inside, and then tried to give myself a bit of a border. So some of these are large borders, some of these are small, and technically speaking, I could create that with this, with any other template size object, and just use it. So what we want to do then, technically speaking, is get some permanent ink, use black, and I'm going to try one. I'm going to just try this one. Should be enough. I can get the ink open. There we are. Not so sure that that's the best inking job in the world, but there we are. Let's see how this works. Oh, not bad. Not great, but not bad. I think if I did, so what would I do to improve that? I would create a 1 or 2. This is a large size, so getting the ink on that edge there was a bit tricky, but if I had it much smaller and I only had 2 or 3 or even just a strip, I could ink it up, put it down, and then I would have a lot of shapes quickly made. And I want to try one that is this distressed oxide, just because. Why not? Now I know this is going to be water soluble, different from that, and I think that'll be okay. I don't see why not. that should be enough. Ooh, that turned out great. I wonder if there's a secondary image we can get. Yes, wow, look at that. I am not opposed. So this is really a nice method to be able to get that shape. And this, because it is made for jelly printing, I should be able to do the same kind of thing with just the jelly printing process. So that's pretty great. I am very pleased with that as a method. What else do we have? That's my rough paper. Oh yes, so this would be the method. So this is just some very light foam core, the kind of stuff that you get with for kids to play with and use as a construction piece or to cut things out. That's essentially what this is. You can see the brown. And it is really easy to cut out either with scissors or with a craft knife, and then just glue it on, and Bob is literally your uncle. What else do I want to do? So I have created this template, which is, I did it for a reason. And I have no idea what that reason is. But what I do like is I have a shape. And what can I do? Let's do a pencil again. And so I can very quickly do that. I can do that. This is a huge size, but it's another frame. And what could you could probably fill this with washi. Now that I've written it, do I have washi here? I do. Look at that. Is that the right width? Oh, just dropped it. Hang on. Be right back. There we are. This is probably about the right size. Okay, let's try it. And what I am doing is I am lining up the washi tape with the inside line so that gets covered. This isn't quite the width, and so when I cut it off, I will cut it off to the washi tape edge, not to the pencil edge. And more gluing. So this is there is a direction. Yeah, I think there's a directionality to this. It's very, very subtle, but that's a dark edge and that's a white edge. And that's a white edge and that's a dark edge. So I am not doing it consistently, but that's okay. These are proof of concepts. Not necessarily final products, though I will probably use them in my journal because it adds to the overall flavor, I think, of craftiness and variety and all those kinds of wonderful things. There we are. Oh my goodness, I dropped it again. Be right back. Where did it go? Wow, that's a trip. Okay, so that's another one done, another method done. Here's one that I wanted to try. I had a thought about it, and I have no idea whether or not this is going to work. So let us use what I have are some, these are watercolor pencils, or crayons, watercolor crayons. Instant Water Soluble Crayon Pastel by Gallery. I will show you the box. That's the box. And hopefully we don't flip it over. And then that's the label. So, the thing that attracted me about this is kind of like the same reason why this was attracted to, why I was attracted to that, and that is these have like, okay, there. Nope. Yeah, there. Flat edges that are wide. So let us try. And I am using something called dark brown. Oh, the washi stuck. Well, there's your problem. There, just fold these over. Things stick when you don't want them to, and when you want them to stick, they don't. Okay, I was using this color. All right, so let's see what we get. Well, this is trickier than it looks. There, that's a lot. If I have a paintbrush, which is just a water, let's see what charging it does. It certainly does give it a textured, that's the word I wanted, look to it. Every one will for sure be different, whereas in this one, everyone is going to be for sure very close to the same. Okay, not opposed to that. Not bad. Not bad. I want to try that again. I'm going to use the back of, or should I? Let's try use this. So this is a paper bag from Harvey's. I was hoping that that would go on the line. It did not. But we have some paper to play with. And this would be another solution to getting some color on the paper. If you don't want a coffee dye, using a brown piece of paper or wrapping paper or paper bag, that would also work too. Okay, so this was dry watercolor and putting water on. I'm wondering if putting the water on and then doing the spin with the watercolor would make any difference. And I'm just looking, so I'm going to change the color from that brown to this green. No particular reason, I don't think. Maybe I won't, because this green isn't sliding up. That one isn't. Oh, of all the colors, come on. Okay, that one at least has got an edge. All right, just so I have some different colors. Okay, let's set this up. Wow, that was a lot of water, not gonna lie. Like that was a ton of water. That is very, very sloppy. Well, that works just like a dream. And the sloppy water? Absolutely. That's fun. I like that. Let's do a circle in that. Oh, let's change colors. Let's do purple. Let's do purple. Well, fine. We'll have to open it up then. I don't think I have asked anybody how they're doing. I hope everybody is well today. It's early this morning. We've got lots and lots of rain happening. And rain in November in Canada is often accompanied with the statement, well, at least you don't have to shovel it. So at least I don't have to shovel it. Okay. Ooh, that turned out nice. That was everything I hoped for. I need something smaller. Do I have some? Let's try this. Let's try the stop sign. Let's do it in red. Why not? This is the reddest red. Let's do pink. The fuchsia pink. Is it fuchsia pink? Rose pink. Pardon me. I'm very excited to get started on this journal because I have been accumulating the labels and tags at a shocking rate, and I need to get them into their forever home. Oops, this one moves. I think I would, if I were going to do this, keep this one, I would cut it out of a different kind of material and use that as the permanent template. I think that's the water speaking. So the other thing that you could do, if you wanted to just sort of further highlight it, is outline this in a black or another color, and that would work just fine. What else do we want to do? Okay, so I have so these are found objects in the world. This would also be a fun shape that would be like a line. And so I have, these are really inexpensive paints from the dollar store. This is currently uncharged, so just putting a bunch of water on it, let that sit for a minute. And then what I'm just going to do is just purely outline it and see what we get. There we are. One line. This gold is just so nice. I did not expect this paint to be quite as marvelous as it is on account of I got it at the dollar store. But it has absolutely exceeded all expectations. This is the paint that I used to do the some of the painting of the black and white watercolors, because it has this very shimmery effect. There. I don't know that you can see that at all. And it's a huge square. But sometimes you'll need a huge square. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, markers. Markers, and this time I will use my letter opener to make a better edge. There. And I'm going to have more of these anyway, so let's sort of see what the inside one would look like if we can do that. Oh, that just cuts nice. So all I want to do is have access to that inner shape. Without cutting an arm off or something. Okay, stop. And I'm going to use scissors for the rest of the way because they are far more controlled. And that pounding you hear in the background is in fact Lucy running around. There. All right. So, ooh, this is going to be a nice shape, I think. Markers. These are called Studio Color Chunks. They're sort of like a Crayola pipsqueak. Let's do pink again. I'm just going to test. Yeah, pink doesn't really go with the brown. Brown with brown. Well, we'll pick. Oops. There we are. There's the inside. That's the outside. That turned out nice. I bet you could use that to even stamp another one of those shapes that we could put into that, create into this. You want to try? We could try. You know what? Why not? We've got some time. Let's see if we can create one and see how it looks. Okay, what are we doing now? I need a pen. So there's the inside. Here's the outside. Okay, that works. And I'm just going to create some space so that I can get my scissors in. So doing an X is sort of an easy way, so you have just a quarter, a quarter, a quarter. There. And this is really easy to cut out. The material is quite soft. just doing little snips from the tough part. There we are. And you could probably also use a craft knife. I find sometimes doing angled shapes a bit difficult doing using a craft knife. Oh, for the love of Pete. There we are. Okay, there we are. All right, so we've got those bits, and we have the negative space. And so if I had cut out the negative space, I could then create a shape just like we had here. I didn't do that, but we also had these other shapes that we could use, so it won't necessarily go to waste, though if I don't have a way of being able to do with it, I might just chuck it in. Then we have a piece of cardboard. I want to go where it's sort of flat. This is a bit not great, so I want to put it about here. So just a rough spot where I want to cut that out. And this is going to be, I think, a little bit more challenging because it's layers of cardboard. I think I might use my craft knife. There, that's good. Maybe a couple passes. One. Yep, that should got it. There we are. There we are. Well, this is kind of thrilling. And there we are. And we are going to get some glue. I feel like I want to do that. Just get it a little tighter. And that's only so that I can have more control when I place it on the paper. Now that me flipping it back and forth was just to look at, so this is I cut it on this side and you can see some of the angles and so forth. And then on the back side, it seems to be a little bit more flush. And I was just sort of figuring out which side would I pick. And I think I don't think we care. There we are. Get some gluey glue on. There we are, and I'm using Beacon 3-in-1. There we are. Okay, so I'm just going to do some more trimming while it dries. And it cannot dry fast enough for my taste. So I'm going to try it. The other thing I might want to do with this is I don't know, stack it maybe? And then stack it again. I'm looking at being able to just not have to do this, but actually have a top, but maybe that's just too much for this particular session. Okay, I'm pressing, I have to wait. There's your problem, you gotta wait. And we're gonna go back to the black ink, and we'll bring in this Distressed Oxide, which is Candied Apple. That was the color that we were using. Just still using, and not gonna lie, I can hardly wait. This would be fun. Also, if you had, where's my paper? So this is some background paper that I used. So you could place it on there and have that as sort of the center. Maybe that's what we'll do. Print it on there too. The black may be a bit severe, but okay, this is gonna be good enough. I can't wait. Okay, good enough. Oh, that was intense. Okay, and I am just gonna quickly get over to my next piece of paper here. See if there is an additional stamp off that happens here. And I bet you, yes. Oh my goodness, that's 3 out of 1 pass. I bet you can do one more. Let's try for one more, because that is well charged. Like, how much thrilling can you get on a rainy morning? Oh, that's perfect. I think this is going to be, I'm going to have a whole pile of these. I'm going to go back to this paper. Yep, and now I think it's done. But let's try one more. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 imprints from that one ink. Yeah, it's still going. And the lighter it gets, the more a textured paper would show through. I'm gonna try this one just for grins. Just for grins. Yeah, you can still see it, and boy, that shape just in the middle looks great. Okay, so I think we can probably stop here, mindful of our time. Can we do a review then? A reverse review, because I think that's going to be the only way I'm going to be able to get some of this cleared off. So let's put our tools away first, and our glue, and our ink. Ink and ink. Paints are piled neatly up to the top. Get some markers over here. Get some of this over here. Ba, ba, ba. What else do we use? This. Okay, so let's see if we can do a review. So we have this journal from Arne and Carlos, How to Make an Amazing Art Journal. They give you the instructions on how to create the signatures and create the book piece, and then the cover is just taking the popular, I guess is the word, spine to book boards, cover them, place them in. They don't do that in this, and I don't have a good resource for you at the moment to how to do that, but I think if you Google it, you should be able to find it, or you can put it in a soft cover as well. I happen to choose a hardcover. So this is the book that we wanted to create, and we're going to put in labels, tags, and stickers. from the world at large, and then we are going to label them. And I'll give you a flip through of what I get up to once I get this done. So this was our project today. And we wanted to make some tags. And let's go through some of our methods. So we were able to get some templates. So this used to be that. And this is an old yogurt cup. This is the bottom of a cookie package. Wow. Top of a Pringles, coffee top. This is the hot sleeve for a coffee. This is just a cutout template, and we used a bunch of different methods of being able to then create something that we could then cut up. So this is just using pencil. We used a different shape. We used a different shape. What was the shape we used? Oh, I know the shape we used. We used an ink pad and we traced around it with a marker. Then we used a highlighter to trace around not only this shape, but also this shape. We used a brush marker to create this shape and then this shape. And so they were moderately successful. They're usable. We then used, sorry about the noise. Did I use that? Oh my goodness, what did we do? Oh, I'm dropping all my paper. We then used watercolor crayons, and we wet the paper first here and then drew around, and here we drew around and then wet the paper, and that gives a nice sort of even border for this. We use some washi tape to create a border. This here is from a stamp that we created using this kind of material and some cardboard. And then we created one at the very end as well. This is the outline of the hot sleeve. And then we created our own stamp, which was here somewhere. Here. And we created our own stamp by using this, which was the original yogurt tin that we used. We cut off the top to be able to use the inside as one shape and the outside as another. We cut it out of this, mounted it on some cardboard, inked it up, and was able to create a whole bunch of tag labels that we can then use. And we printed it on plain paper, brown paper, printed paper. You could use any other kind of paper that you want. So I think that's it for now. Really hope you enjoyed that. Really hope that we were able to keep each other great company. I always appreciate having you around. Makes my journaling experience and journey much more enjoyable. So I thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more episodes, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.